Welcome back, guys. I'm Danny,
I'm JJ.
and this is the Late
Late
Night
Night
Shit
Shit
Show.
Show.
We are going to be reading paranormal stories again. We got new stories. This is spooky. Me first?
Yeah, that's why I pointed at you.
I'm dead. Okay. And so are these people. I'm joking.
I mean,
You never know. Alright, so my first story is I still don't know if I was just if whoa. I still don't know if it was just a dream or something more.
ooh.
Alright. I still think about this night sometimes. I don't know what actually happened. This happened a few years ago and I still don't have a good explanation for it. I was home alone that night. I remember staying up pretty late watching random videos on my phone until I got tired. Nothing unusual happened that day. I wasn't sick, I wasn't stressed, I just went to sleep like normal. At some point during the night, I woke up, or at least I thought I did. Everything in my room looked exactly the same. My clothes were on the chair, my phone was where I left it, the light from outside was the same. I could move and think normally, so it didn't feel like a dream. The first thing I noticed was how quiet everything was. Unusually, well, usually, you can hear something at night. Cars outside, neighbors, pipes, the refrigerator. But there was absolutely nothing. It felt like the whole apartment had gone silent. I don't like that. Then I noticed my bedroom door was slightly open. I always close it before going to sleep, so I remember thinking, did I really leave it like that? I was about to get up and check when I heard a voice. Girl, get off your phone.
I'm sorry, Dugan just tried to call me, and I wanted to know why.
We are in the middle of a video.
I know, that's why I didn't answer.
Sheesh.
I said recording right now, what's up?
The
That was it.
the disrespect.
I'm
Okay.
sorry!
I was looking for a response. Do you even hear what I said?
I'm sorry.
The door was open. It was supposed to be closed. And then there was a voice.
What'd the voice say?
We're getting there. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. It was calm. Someone said, "Don't go into the hallway."
So then don't go into the hallway.
My first thought was that someone was actually inside the apartment. I wanted to move, but something stopped me. A few seconds later, I heard 3 slow footsteps from the hallway. Not running, not trying to hide, just 3 normal footsteps. I'm out of there. I'm out of there.
No, she's in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So that means you have to get out into the hallway to get out of there. So no.
There's windows.
I'm assuming apartment building, not house. So
It just says home. And I don't care whether it's a 5-story building and I'm on the 5th floor. I'm still jumping out the window.
yeah, girl, you got that. There's a closet right there.
But if they're also in the closet.
The one in the closet seems to be a lot more chill. So
Don't go in the hallway.
maybe if we both be quiet, they won't hear us and they'll go away.
Okay. My first thought was that someone was actually inside the apartment. I wanted to move, but something stopped me. A few seconds later, I heard 3 slow footsteps from the hallway. Not running, not trying to hide, just 3 normal footsteps. They stopped right outside my door. I don't know how long I stayed like that. I was waiting for something to happen, but nothing did. Then I blinked and woke up. This time I knew I was actually awake. I could hear cars outside again, the refrigerator was making noise, everything felt normal. My bedroom door was closed. I laughed because I thought my brain had just created the most realistic dream I've ever had. Later that day, I noticed something strange. My blanket was lying on the floor in the hallway. I always sleep with it, and I clearly remember it being on my bed before going to sleep.
Two. Two.
Two.
Your burp.
Oh yeah, it was a horrible burp. I was like, huh? Yeah, it was horrible. I wouldn't even give it a 2. I'd give it like a 0.5.
It was alright. It has some definition in there.
Some little man definition.
Yeah. It was there, though.
Yeah.
You gotta give props. You gotta give props where it's due.
Let's finish this goddamn story.
I think the heat's getting to us.
It's the wild. It's the air quality. It's the wildfires. Okay. Oh, maybe I got up while sleeping and don't remember it. Maybe that's the whole explanation. But the thing that still bothers me is that in the dream, before I heard those footsteps, I already had this feeling that I shouldn't look into the hallway. I don't know why, and don't know if it was just my brain creating a scary dream, or if my brain was reacting to something that was actually happening.
Yeah, I was about to say, I fear that's your natural survival instinct telling you not to look into the hallway.
Literally. And I feel like, like it reminds me of, have you seen, what's it called? Can't remember what it's called. But it's of this, I believe she's like a psychiatrist or like a doctor of some sort.
Okay.
And she's working with the church. Like the church sends out, and then she goes with like, don't want to say he's a priest, but like some esque. He's like an a detective for the church.
Okay.
So they get calls that like, we think this person is possessed, or like this child is possessed, and that he goes as like the spiritual background to see spiritually if they feel like they're possessed.
Okay.
And she goes to also like give input.
Okay.
I almost could not think of the correct way to say that. The input of the more psychological version, like if she thinks like if it's just like a psychotic break, or if she can't debunk what's happening.
Okay.
So they can decide if whether they need to tell the church to be like it's just psychological, they need to go to an actual doctor, or if she's like,
I have
can't explain
no idea what you're talking about.
It's a great show. You should check it out. It's
a show?
Yes, it's a show.
Okay.
My phone. I need my phone. I think it's on. No, it's not on Peacock. It's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount. Okay.
I found it on Paramount. Yes. Check it out. If anybody knows what show I'm talking about, comment it in the comment section. If I find it, I'll put it.
You probably will find it.
I will find it. I will. I want to find it. But yeah, that's my story.
Oh, okay.
My first story.
Okay.
You go, and then I'll go, and then you go.
My turn.
Your turn.
This one is a little lengthy. It's one straight paragraph, and I found it from Ghost Stories.
Hell yeah. Oh, also, yeah, mine was also from Ghost Stories.
A strange one never shared before is the title.
Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. Okay, so I've never shared this until now. A few years back, the first COVID lockdown, to be precise. I was living in a rented house, which was fairly newly built, but was built... Hold on. I gotta read that full sentence.
Glad I'm not the only one.
I'm just gonna read it how they wrote it in hopes you can figure it out.
I'm dyslexic and have ADHD. I might.
Okay. I was living in a rented house, which was a fairly new build, but was built land that was previously an old pub. Okay. Figured it out.
That makes sense. I don't know how that...
It wasn't the way it's like...
It wasn't contributing.
Yeah, it wasn't...
It wasn't contributing to the story.
There you go.
Now that isn't weird.
with lots of weird and wonderful stories attached to it, including hidden tunnels that now connect it to a manor house nearby. That should have been the first, like, alarm bell. Red flag.
You think the
Something.
Diddy tunnels?
I was actually thinking, like, old hospital tunnels.
Yeah, like the body tunnels in like old hospitals.
Yeah, yeah. That's where my brain goes to every time I hear tunnels under something, under, like, someone's house. I'm like, body tunnels.
Bodies.
Bodies!
Bodies.
um, Now, I am not a paranormal believer. As such, I am one of those types who needs solid concrete evidence, but this one still plays on my mind. So the road the house is on is a very old Roman road, which is typically very busy. Like I said, it was COVID lockdown and roughly about 10:30 to 11 p.m. I stood outside the front door smoking a cigarette. There's a small path to the gate and then the road. But a large head blocks the seeing road, but a large head blocks seeing the road. Yeah, my brain is not computing right now. Give me like 2 seconds.
Computing.
This is gonna be a rough 3 episodes. Give us a minute. It's the heat, I swear.
It's the air quality.
It is. Okay. No, I'm not a paranormal believer as such. I'm one of those types who needs solid concrete evidence, but this one still plays on my mind. So the road to the house is on a very old Roman road, which is typically very busy. Like I said, it was COVID lockdown, and roughly about 10:30, 11 p.m., I was stood outside the front door smoking a cigarette. There's a large path to the gate. There's a small path to the gate, and then a road, and then the road. But a large head
I couldn't breathe more.
blocks seeing the road. There is no traffic whatsoever. It's eerily quiet. That's the first thing I noticed. A couple moments into smoking my cigarette, I notice he really likes to mention the fact that he was smoking a cigarette.
He probably needed a cigarette after seeing whatever he was.
I notice a complete drop in temperature and this horrible sickness slash dread feeling.
Mm.
Like I've just been given the worst nudes in the world type of feeling, and then a fog.
It just sounded like you said nudes.
Literal instance fog. I think he meant instant. I couldn't see anything other than the lit end of my cigarette. That's crazy for that much fog to roll in like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sounds dope.
Right, right. I'm like, take me there, take me there.
To the roar. To the roar.
And then I heard it. As real as anything I've ever experienced before, I hear a horse and carriage. It started off faint. I could hear the labored breath of the horses. I could hear the hooves hitting the ground, and I could hear the wheels of the carriage and the rattling of metal chains. It was getting closer and closer until it was right there, passing me by. I was frozen. I couldn't move, speak, or even begin to understand what was happening. As it passed, it all just disappeared. The noise, the fog, the sickness, all gone in an instant. He said instance again, but instant.
Not he means instance.
It was all gone in an instant. I returned into the house, laughed at myself, and buried it deep in my thoughts. But it still bothers me years later. Another short anecdote from this house is my dad was ill just before COVID in the December time. Definitely had COVID pre COVID. And he was in a really bad way with it. He slept on the sofa downstairs one night, and in the morning, he said he had the scariest hallucination the night before of a woman walking through the wall dressed in Victoria era clothing with her head missing. Now, two things that my old man does hallucinate when he's sick. Now, two things to that. My old man does hallucinate when he's sick. But second thing, the pub. What the fuck does the pub have to do with this? The pub
He's
was
about to say.
no. The pub was called the Headless Woman. Some of you will know what I'm talking about now. Just as strange as he is, still adamant he knows what he saw. Oh,
Interesting.
okay. I was living in the beginning. I was living in a rented house, which was previously a very old pub. The land that the house was
I
built on.
I know. That's why I said he.
Okay, well, I forgot. I was double
You
checking.
literally had. Okay.
Okay, but that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Gives like headless horseman.
yeah,
Instead, it's a woman. Go girl.
guy.
I'm talking about the woman. The
Oh,
headless woman.
yeah.
I mean, you could say go girl to a guy. Come on.
Go girl.
Go girl. Will they like it? Probably not. But you know. Alright.
Everyone in the comments is talking about COVID.
It was a scary time.
Twas.
Alright. My next story is called Paranormal Experience at Our Family Farm. Our family farm has been in our family for generations upon generations. Everyone was born there and died there, many under suspicious circumstances. My 93-year-old grandfather and his brother were the last to be born there in the 1930s. My great uncle was the last to die there back in 2013, found by the fence. He had blunt force trauma to the back of the head, and there was a fire set assuming to hide evidence. But instead of engulfing him, it looked like someone or something protected his body perfectly, like a circle around him that preserved his body. Huh?
What?
He had blunt force trauma to the back of his head,
Uh-huh.
and there was a fire set assuming to hide evidence, but instead of engulfing him, it looked like someone or something protected his body perfectly, like a circle around him that preserved his body.
What the fuck?
Oh, lordy. My great uncle always wore Old Spice deodorant, and every
Okay.
and every time my dad and I walked through a small hallway, he always smelled it out of nowhere.
Oh, okay. I was like, where does Old Spice tie into this?
Let me finish the sentence.
No.
Meow. Okay. In the living room, I always had a gut feeling someone was sitting in a red chair in the corner. I would never sit there. My dog would never go in, and my young niece wouldn't either. When she was really little, she pointed and said ghost, and has never been back in there.
Fair enough.
Her. This is the craziest experience I've had, though. This next sentence. This next part. We have a screen and porch on the back with a hanging porch swing. I want that so bad. In the summertime, it's warm and there's a perfect breeze. I set a 30-minute timer to take a nap on the porch swing. We all know the house is probably haunted, but that's fam, so we're all comfortable. Felt. That's my house.
No, yeah.
I drifted off on the porch swing and slightly pushed myself off so it would swing slightly, and I took my nap. I woke up after my 30-minute alarm and opened my eyes to the porch swing still strongly swinging. It had been 30 minutes and I barely pushed it to start. There are two chairs that hold up the swing on either side. Two chains, not chairs, chains. I looked back and it was like chairs.
Yeah, how do you do that?
There are two chains that hold up the swing on either side. The swinging was coming from one side primarily, like someone was pushing the swing, but only from only the left side slash left chain. I bolted up and ran across the screen porch and looked. Obviously, no one was there, and the porch swing immediately stopped swinging. It spooked me enough to not try that again. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Did you at least say thank you? Goddamn.
Right, right.
They
Swinging
took
you for 30 minutes.
exactly making sure that you were comfortable and swinging. They were just trying to be nice. They were
Right.
rocking you to sleep. Goddamn. The swing incident happened last summer, and I do feel bad. It was probably my great grandmother or someone maternal in my family just trying to push me on the porch swing. Now I leave a bit of bourbon beside the red chair in the living room and always wave when I pass by. I apologize for the long windedness of this story, but appreciate your time if you stayed. TLDR, family farm haunted, numerous paranormal experiences, pushed on swing by something. Can I visit your farm? Your farm sounds cool.
Right, right.
And we just completely grazed past the part that your uncle was murdered. Can we circle back?
What's the comments have to say?
Literally, there's only one comment that says thanks for sharing your story. It's from a day ago.
You leave a comment. I'm nosy. What happened to your uncle?
I'm going to.
Yeah. I'm nosy. What happened to your uncle? I would like to know.
So I said, love the story, but can we circle back to your uncle? I feel like we skip over that too fast.
Just a smidge, just a little bit.
Comment. Do do do.
Do. Okay, my turn.
Your turn.
This is also from Ghost Stories. This is an experience
Her.
from 6 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Ghost of my cousin.
Poor cousin. I'm sorry.
When I was 10, my mother would always drop me off at my cousin's house. This was an everyday thing. My cousin and I were super close and the same age at the time. Something happened one day and I had to stay home. That day, her house caught on fire. No one survived.
Oh my god.
Afterwards, about a year later, these weird things would happen. One night, I was in bed listening to the radio and reading a magazine. Are we in an 80s movie? Hello?
Hey, don't yuck someone's yum. Yum yum yum.
Yeah. One night I was in bed listening to the radio and reading a magazine. Then my body shifted to the weight of a pressure being pressed on my mattress. I thought it was my dad and I hadn't noticed him come in, but when I looked, no one was there. A few days later, after I was sleeping, and I don't know exactly if I was dreaming or what, but my cousin was in front of me trying to wake me up. She kept saying, Danny, Danny. And when I woke up, I heard, Danny, as if someone was standing right next to my bed.
No.
It's Danny with a Y.
Okay.
And two N's. Other things would happen and I'd see something move past me, but it always appeared how you would just see someone from the corner of your eye just walk out of a doorway. That winter, my parents installed 2-inch thick windows in every room in the house, the type that push open from the middle. The one time I was ever alone, truly alone, in that house, I woke up coughing. At first, I couldn't register why it was so hazy. I thought maybe I'm still sleepy. Then, I thought my mom probably burnt something in the oven. I didn't hear a fire alarm or anything. It took me a second to realize my house was actually on fire. I shot up out of bed and raced for the stairs.
Wait, pause. Is this the same night that they were hearing the voice saying, Danny, Danny, wake up?
No, this is all over like a couple of days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the house caught on fire. A year later is where weird things started to happen. Um, body, the pressure on the mattress, and then a few days after, she heard the Danny Danny, or they heard the Danny Danny. I don't know if this was a guy or a girl. Um, but yeah, it's just like
Okay.
over multiple periods of time. Um, yeah, it took me a second to realize my house was actually on fire. I shot up out of bed and raced for the stairs. I could feel the heat stinging my skin. My vision was clouded by thick, black clouds of smoke. I wouldn't even call them clouds, it was more like a water hose that shot black, suffocating smoke. I got to the railing and went to jump onto the middle of the stairs, but every time I would make a move, the flames would start shooting over the railing. Finally, I gave up and ran to my bedroom. I stood there desperately trying to break through the window. I hit it over and over and over. It wouldn't break. I stopped and sat. I stopped and sat with my back against the wall under the windowsill and accepted my fate. At that moment, there's an odd sense of peace that flows over you. As I sat there, a drawer from my dresser popped out and fell on the floor. Something, someone, I don't know what, but this thing pretty much handed me the drawer and helped me break through the window. I climbed out just as the firefighters got there and they rescued me off my roof. To this day, after leaving the hospital and getting 12 until this day, after leaving the hospital and getting 12 stitches in my arm. Exactly where one would get a tattoo. Sorry, it was like they spaced it weird.
Mm.
Yeah, 12 stitches in my right arm, exactly where one would get a tattoo. Exactly the one my cousin used to exactly where my cousin used to joke about tattooing on me was a perfect C that scarred into my arm for life. For Kathy, my cousin, who died in the fire at her house.
I just whammed.
That's crazy.
I just went wham.
Yeah, no, yeah.
As the girls from Morbid would say, wham. I just whammed.
I have
I have
chills.
chills.
I have
I
goosebumps.
just wham.
Whom?
Wham. I just whammed.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is bonkers.
That's crazy.
Bonkers bonanza.
Um, OP replied to someone. The commenter just said, "Amazingly well written.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. What's funny is all the experience I've had, I'm still skeptical. I'm leaning towards simulation theory, or I invented a time machine and keep messing with myself. Because people usually have one or two experiences. I have multiple, and most of all of them are shared.
Damn.
Yeah. And then someone else. There's only two comments,
Mm-hmm.
so the other comment is Kathy wasn't able to save herself, but she was able to save you. Souls bond and travel together. You'll see her again one day.
Oh,
And then OP replied and said thanks for that.
I just homed again.
Mm. Yeah, that was actually a really good
That was
story.
so sweet. I feel so sorry for their loss,
No, yeah.
but I'm so glad that their cousin was able to save them in the same moment as
No,
well.
yeah.
I do believe that that was their cousin, 100%.
Especially with getting like the C,
Yes.
and it's in the exact same spot too. Like
Yes.
that's crazy.
That is what's crazy.
That's like too circumstantial to be a circumstance.
Literally. On that note, this was Paranormal Stories with
Huh.
Danny.
I thought we do 3 stories.
2 stories.
I thought we do 2 for Am I the Asshole,
No.
but 3 ghost stories.
No.
No?
We only did 3 because I think we did 3 last time because one of the stories was short.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
We're making things that have to cut out. Goddamn.
Ay, ay, ay. Like, that's probably the only thing you have to cut out besides, like, my mess up on my one story. Come on.
I'm keeping that. What are you talking about?
I had a feeling.
Authenticity, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right. On that note,
I'm done. I have no more questions or concerns about this, okay? On that note.
and on that note, this was Paranormal Stories with Danny.
And JJ.
We thank you for watching. If you would like to send us any Emily Essel stories of your own, or ones that you would like us to react to, or paranormal stories of your own, or ones that you would like us to react to, you can email us at I said this. I realized this when I was editing. I said it before.
Have you?
The
Am
late
I
night
theasshole at gmail.com.
the late night shit show at gmail.com. It'll be on the screen. Do. We thank you and good night.